And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Transgender Texans are now blocked from updating their gender identity with the gender listed on their IDs. The new policy is now in effect at the driver's license office. It doesn't matter if you present a certified court order or an amended birth certificate. The new policy only allows Texans to make the change if it's a clerical error. That's it. DPS says it stopped accepting court orders after Attorney General Ken Paxton questioned if courts can force state agencies to make a change on government documents. Now, a review must be conducted before potentially allowing the changes to resume. We have members of the Houston's transgender community here to share their thoughts about this. Barbie Braxton and Vanity Hernandez. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. For those who say, look, you should have on your ID the sex you were born when you were born, what would you say to that person?
They need to mind their business because, first off, I hate when heterosexual people try to dictate what we go through. They don't know what we go through. We get that for comfort and for safety. Like, I've lost jobs just because they found out I was transgender, or went in for a job and it's like, oh, your look is perfect and your attitude is perfect, and give my ID and it's like, oh, never mind. So I just want to work. That's
so
it.
Right now, your current ID identifies you as male.
Yeah, as my slave. Yeah.
Your slave sex.
Yeah, my slave name is slave sex. Yeah, absolutely.
And so how difficult is that to present that ID once you get the job and they're like, okay, we need to fill out your paperwork?
I make a joke out of it.
What are you thinking? What's going on in your mind?
Well, you know I'm old. So I make a joke out of it and I say, oh, this says Barbie in Chinese. And I, make a joke out of it, but half the time, most of everybody is cool, so they don't really trip about it, but other people, it's like you can kind of already tell with their demeanor and how they act, so, yeah.
And Vanity, your thoughts on this new rule and policy in place here in the state of Texas?
Well, I think the biggest question I have is why. I don't really get it. I think quite literally in the name, Texas Department of Public Safety. I don't know how this really guarantees our safety in any way, shape, or form, to be honest. So yeah, I'm conflicted, I'm confused. I don't really get, I just second what she said. I would just mind your business. I don't really understand the point. I don't see how us driving or walking having to show an ID harms anybody in any kind of way. I don't think the way I live my life really affects anybody. So yeah. And
when you, in your ID, what does it show?
It still shows all of what I was assigned at birth. So it still shows male and then my government.
And is it hard to give that over when you know it could come with some discrimination or rejection?
Honestly, yeah, every time I have to show my ID for anything, for example, walking in tonight, I get the most anxiety. I always say this, as a trans girl, it's really important to know your fire exits, really as women in general in this country, but yeah, it's important to know your fire exits because you just don't know. Some people, whether it's their profession or not, can completely disregard professionalism. And now at this point, because of their views on how I live my life, now my safety is jeopardized because of that.
And in the last 20 seconds, have you ever had any laughs, any snickers after they look at the ID and...
Absolutely. It's like the promise of, oh, I got you, I'm not going to tell nobody, but then by me looking the way I looked, and everybody inquire, oh, she's pretty, and then they go and tell, oh, well, she's trans, and this and this, so it gets around so fast. So yeah, they double back. So that's just, we just want to change just because we don't want to go through all that. It's just too much.
All right.